This is Gears of War 4. We're on Xbox Series X, and honestly, I can't believe I didn't jump into this sooner. So this was the grand continuation of the series after it had concluded with the trilogy at the end of Gears of War 3. This takes place many decades later with a new generation of Gears. You get an epic campaign with fresh faces, new characters, and then you get a basically improved and expanded upon Horde, and finally the epic multiplayer. So this game looks fantastic. We're on Xbox Series X, so you get two options through the Xbox One X enhancement, and that includes basically, as we go to the options here, oh sorry, that's not available in the general experience. So basically you get a 4K 30 in Horde and campaign mode, and then the multiplayer is 4K 60, or you can have a 1080p at 60 FPS mode in the Horde and the campaign, and we will drop out and kind of show that in action so that you can see how that looks. But the 4K mode is absolutely gorgeous. It really is quite beautiful and absolutely enchanting in regards to what it does for this experience. This epic campaign that follows JD, Del, and Kate as we move forward in discovering a bit about the past lore of Kate and also the connection JD has to his father, Marcus Phoenix, a historic and well-loved character in the series. You know, the HDR looks fantastic across this whole title. It's smooth, it's gorgeous, and the cinematics in this game are just absolutely amazing. It really is absolutely just charming and beautiful what they were able to achieve, and this was a long-term showcase of what the Xbox could do at the time, specifically the Xbox One X. It was a Xbox Play Anywhere title, still is, you know, buy it once digitally on Xbox or PC, own it on both platforms, and also it's on Xbox Game Pass because it's first party, so grab it on PC or console. And it does look absolutely fantastic. It plays well, and it's a great entry in the series. Definitely worth your time, especially if you want to get into Gears 5, because it really sets the setting and the design for where the characters are headed as the series progresses and as certain characters age and change over time. But with that, we're going to show off the 60 FPS option so you can see that in action from the beginning of this level. So this is that same scene that we just did, but now we're at the 60 FPS mode. So immediately you notice the visual change in regards to the resolution quality, but the improved frame rate, which obviously, you know, kind of is a lot smoother. So it depends on how you want to play certain elements of the experience. I personally prefer the 4K mode because when I'm playing this game, I'm mostly doing the multiplayer, and I like the campaign to look gorgeous because technically it's a stunning masterpiece in regards to pushing the Unreal Engine and in regards to what they provided in terms of the setting, the design, and the flow of the characters. Now, 60 FPS is a must for you? Well, they have that option, so you can play it that way. I mean, Horde would obviously be a lot better at 60 FPS if that's your sort of thing, but, you know, I think from a campaign perspective, it's not the biggest deal in regards to having the more gorgeous looking visuals. And yes, I would love to see a Series X optimization down the road, but that's just not present here at the current time. I think we could easily get 4K 60 across the experience, but well, maybe even 120 FPS, but that's just not the case right now. But yeah, it's a great campaign. It's very well done. I like the story. I liked how it handled the characters, and it's about as good as you can do when you're taking a look at the legacy of the Gears of War franchise and trying to move it forward to a new group of characters and trying to continue the story along. It's a new threat, the Swarm, which are kind of like just tougher locusts, but you get the sense of what I'm saying, that they did a good enough job of bringing the characters to a new level, bringing back the favorites, and doing something new and refreshing with the story, with the characters, you know, that you love, and hopefully introducing some new ones that you might like as well. Which is why Gears 5 is a little bit stranger when it throws Kate into the forefront. I didn't mind it, but at the same time, I really thought that this was the Phoenix story, so to me it's a little bit weird when they do make that move. And I'm genuinely curious how they're going to handle the next entry in the series when we do get to that. So this is the Horde mode in the game. I'm just playing by myself because I didn't want to deal with the matchmaking and everything like that. So we do have it set up so that it is the 60 FPS option, and we won't be showing off the straight 4K in this one. We'll be showing that for the the multiplayer setting, but yeah, just kind of the fluidity here does look really nice, but I also maybe would like the visuals more in regards to, you know, that particular setting. So this expanded things in an interesting way. We basically have this fabricator that we now use in order to, you know, defend positions and set things up, and then you've got your different classes and you've got these different skill trees. Really, we can't put that in the middle there because usually we use it to block things up. But you buy your weapons, your fortifications from here. You usually have people that do the engineer work, and you're trying to defend waves. Well, defend against waves of the enemy swarm as they come upon you and you battle away. Got my Christmas gear Kate here, which is fantastic, and a character I've used for a number of years. And let's see kind of what we do, which is we showcase this again. More progressively intense and insane waves as time goes by. Trying to survive, trying to get the good score, trying to just make it. It is focused on co-op play, so you could have a squad of players in both private and online sessions. The online multiplayer and co-op action is a little bit different though, because there's different playlists. There's traditional Horde, and then there's also more like crazier type events too. So faster paced things, slower paced things, and it's just got a lot of different options for how you compete with one another. Well, compete while working together with one another, because it still is a man score to collect all the different points and the tokens as you're playing and battling within the game, which I think is, well, a good option. You dock your points in there, and then you kind of work together as a team in order to buy better things, greater tools, better assets, and you can do this across any of the decently large selection of maps that are present within the game. And it was nice to see Horde get a bit of a boost, because I know this whole PvE element of the Gears franchise is well loved and certainly enjoyed by many that play Gears of War. I mean, I definitely get that it's certainly something interesting. I also like in Gears 5, and I don't mean to totally compare this one to that one, that they do have more like server browser-esque things. I thought that was really nice just to make it a little bit more easier to hop into online matches, because I didn't want to join an online one and do like the full allotment of time, because it does actually take a while. You know, you've got that large selection of waves you gotta go through, and it's like a huge investment for me to just kind of be like, I sort of just want to show off the gist of what it provides. But yeah, it feels super smooth, super cool, which is nice. Oh geez, we got these things. I'd rather be going up against the swarm. I'm not really a huge fan of the murder bots. I mean, they're a cool enemy. They definitely make sense in terms of the lore and the style of the Gears of War series. I mean, I think I covered the campaign generally well, though, while not spoiling anything, you know. Just to quickly talk about that again. It's a new generation, new mysteries, new things to explore, greater, crazier environments in a dying planet, and, well, a planet that's really just kind of falling apart. And you're just getting back into the sense of war with your characters that you, well, basically the characters you know and love, and battling and trying to survive. It's a crazy entry in the series, and a well done one at that overall, I think. You know, I quite like Gears of War. I think Gears 4 was a very great, excellent entry in the series. It really did propel things forward, and the technology deployed here, it really does look good, even with the downgraded visuals, because I can tell this one doesn't look as fancy as it normally does when I'm playing, but yeah, it's still a really good presentation of what this has to offer. I think they've got good maps, good setups for Horde, good ways to play, lots of different traps and things you can build, and a good sense of teamwork, you know? You can really work together to create some neat things. I don't have enough yet. Thought I would have put together enough money, but I guess there's a lot on the field I haven't collected. Yeah, it's kind of neat, because you always do like these runs between rounds to try to grab all the fabricator points that you can, and then you gotta rush back here so that you're more focused player, you know, you're one that really does the engineering and stuff like that, can actually handle that part of the experience, because usually everybody else is a little bit lazy. That's definitely the truth, but I think with that, we're going to switch over to the multiplayer component, so you can see what that's like, and some competitive action in the blistering fast, epic, intense multiplayer Gears of War. So this is the multiplayer component of the game, just some competitive play. I jumped into quick play, which actually took quite a while to join a match, which I thought was really weird. So we're just going to kind of stick with this. Traditionally, I'm more of like a ring-based player. I loved the escalation mode within this game. I thought it was fantastic. Whereas I didn't really like what they did with the mode when it comes to the 5th Gears of War game, so I've kind of abandoned it. But yeah, I really like the competitive action of it, and it's kind of great to be showcasing what this has to offer. Really, I got shot in the back. Come on, teammates. Are you guys all useless? Yes, they're all getting shot and killed. Lovely. So team deathmatch is kind of where we're stuck with, which I still, even though it's been in a few Gears games, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of what it has to offer. So this game had a ton of character skins to play with, and a great selection of multiplayer maps, including many favorites that were brought back. It actually was quite fascinating, pretty gripping multiplayer. And hopefully I do, you know, decently well within this. Jeez, he wasn't even lined up with me. That's ridiculous. But yeah, it's just kind of fast-paced action. And then they took it up kind of another notch too. You're not even playing? Oh, jeez. You know, they had so many different ribbons you could earn, so many different ways you can compete, and then taking it up a notch, I say, in Gears 5, because things got even more quick-paced and crazier, which is kind of nuts. So they did change up the multiplayer action in regards to the tools and the weapons as well, and just how you play it, which is kind of interesting. It definitely was a fun time, a competitive time, and something a little bit unique in regards to the multiplayer component of the experience. We're just getting absolutely shredded here because I don't know what these guys are doing. This guy's not playing at all. Yeah, this is about what I had expected when I jumped in here for some multiplayer action. People that don't have any idea what they are doing at all. Swarmed Road, oh no. But the idea was a quick play that I'd be able to, you know, jump in here and then leave pretty quickly afterwards if needed. And it seems like that will very likely be the case because this team is not coming together in the most exciting and talented of ways. But hopefully I'll be able to get some kills and show off some decent combat here or there. I mean, I've killed a couple people now, so that's not too bad. But yeah, this was really competitive action. I thought it was quite interesting for its time and definitely something fun. You know, the gibbing, the style of characters, the chests. Now, I know there was a lot of kind of hate around the chests initially, but I did think that they found a decent balance for it over time. You know, it felt pretty fair for unlocking stuff, whereas in the new game, it's kind of an insane pain to have to deal with, and I think that's a little disappointing. Come on, Swarm Grenadier, you could get up, you could do it. No, they cannot. They are dead. And this is kind of a bad way to showcase the multiplayer, because again, more of a ring-based guy, not really into the whole deathmatch thing. But look, I'm leading the team, this is fantastic. It just seems like no one else has played much. So the game has a lot of prestiges to it, it's got a lot of levels to work through. If you can find players, it's actually, again, kind of really fun. You know, I definitely think it's very competitive in nature in regards to the style of gameplay that's present, the battling for the different positions, the different types of weapons you can get. It's really quite neat. Okay, so it's kind of late at night, and I'm a bit... So if I'm missing easy shots like that one, should have been for the Dark Bow, that's kind of why. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, you know, they also had like cool hopper events where they constantly changed up what was going on in the game. So you have like Valentine's Day and stuff like that. And, you know, it was just kind of fun what they offered in regards to the different playlists. And it is quite competitive with the bouncing and the movement and stuff like that. It was kind of just gripping and quite quality in regards to the look of the characters too. They were very well detailed with so many different like variants and stuff, and they had all this DLC content that you could work and collect even outside of the game. I think there was like special promotion packs that you could get to change things up further. It really did offer quite a lot. It was a nice build up on the traditional, you know, kind of Gears of War multiplayer. I really did have a good time playing this one. It felt great. I played way too many hours of this. Seriously, I spent like about 1,000 hours playing this game or something like that. It was kind of crazy actually, but I really did enjoy it. I had so much fun playing it. Competing or having a good time, it really was unique. Jeez, I should have put out the Nash to go fight that guy, but still doing decently well. There's a lot of different modes. I mean, I think you could still maybe find some competitive offerings across the different options. It's not too old of an experience. And of course, you know, there's always bots too, so you don't have to ever miss out on this, which is kind of fun. I love the festive style of my swarm character too. I think it's kind of charming. I don't want to go after the... Well, they're not really paying attention, so I'll grab it. Kind of like ready for frags returning. Get out of the way, swarm. Grenadier. I don't know, I really liked what this had to offer in terms of gameplay and the competitive style of it. And yeah, it's kind of action-packed. And my festive skins that I used the whole time while playing were just kind of absolutely great. Ooh, nice headshot, am I right? Oh, maybe I am still really good at this game. So, when you play like so many hours of a game, you get pretty decent at it. I can see you kill that guy too. Yeah, lots of great maps, interesting remakes, some fresh changes too. I mean, I didn't love all the maps and stuff, but I think for the most part they really put together a really comprehensive and impressive Gears of War offering. The amount of content certainly has been better, I'd say, than even Gears 5, despite them like pulling over content from this game over to that one. Should these not be here yet? Even the light kind of touches in regards to letting you know when things spawn. I could have sworn the grenade should have been back by now. It's kind of weird, I gotta be honest with you. But yeah, let's kind of go in here. I guess we got a one-on-one situation. We'll see how that goes for us. This could be some gripping 1v1 action, as I either pull us into another round or we end here. Wow, I've really been dropping the ball on this. Oh, look at me getting the execution, pulling the clutch in. I gotta say, that guy is really bad because I am really out of it right now. But yeah, it just goes back to that classic Gear style. And I think it was a good evolution on the series. It balanced things out, provided competitive play. Again, a wide range of maps, which you're obviously not seeing because we're just playing on one because it takes so long to find a match in this for whatever reason, or, well, I guess connect to a match for whatever reason. But still a pretty grand time. Looks like they're really pushing those fires. Jeez, they like the incendiary. Which is totally cool because, they're pretty good weapons, that's for sure. Actually, I think the torque bow is a little bit too easy to use in this one. Oh, wow, you're pretty bad. Anyways, nice, easy going kill. And we'll see what else we get set up here. I don't really know what else to talk about for the multiplayer. I liked it. It was good. Again, I spent like 1,000 hours playing this game. Some of it was probably the campaign, but most of it was the online play. That's for sure. Getting those prestiges in. Earning those different levels and different weapons and doing different things in the game. It did offer quite a lot of different play styles, and it was always evolving. There was always a reason to come back here and play it. And I don't know why, it was the right time when I was playing certain games that this was around that kept my interest the whole way through, which I think is fascinating. And it feels kind of epic in regards to like the placement of the shots and the shotgun and battling others. It really does still feel great. And again, I think this is a game that would be prime for just like a quick little optimization. I know they probably don't want to because it's been so long development-wise, but just giving it a pure 4K 60 across the board, I think would be the greatest treat that we could have in this particular thing. Is this an execution? Or... yeah, I think it is execution, but we'll go get her. Oh yeah, and the meat shield evolution is always fun. Oh, not smart. Yeah, I don't know, it feels great. It still feels good to play. I feel like I'm doing pretty well. Set 15 and 7, that's pretty solid. I mean, I'm technically number one in the game. Ain't no thing at all. But yeah, really fun. Lots of guns can stir, and the different packs and stuff like that, you actually feel like you are actually working towards stuff. Again, with the launch of it being a little bit rough in regards to like the gun skins and what you're unlocking, everything like that. I think they did a good job by the end of it, and I actually prefer it to the systems we have now. The fact that you could, actually earn stuff while playing, earn enough credits to actually get stuff unlocked, open up different packs, and get things. I got basically, I think, all of the characters I wanted, all of the characters that I felt that I had worked towards. I didn't really ever have any problems doing that, and I had a good time while doing it as well. I mean, it was kind of interesting. There's always like this one weird person too that I think got me like the Carmine packs, which were interesting because I think those were paid. I also believe by the end of the game they did offer like paid options where you could straight up just buy characters too. Oh, that's a little disheartening. That is a little disheartening indeed. But yeah, the torque bow, even when I was using it earlier, I gotta say it's criminally easy to torque bow in this particular game. And I'm running over the recording mark that I wanted to hit just because, you know, we are kind of getting towards the end of this, and I do want to show off sort of how the match finishes off, I guess you could say. Because I do think it's going to be a bit of a climactic ending. Ooh, we're down a little bit, but we're in the end game now. This is when stuff gets intense. But keep in mind, there's lots of other really good maps, like better maps than this one. Lots of different modes you can enjoy. So many different ways you can play it. It really is quite a great multiplayer. I did feel it was competitive and action-packed and different and intriguing the whole way through. I don't think I'm going to get that down there. They're going to get back up. But yeah, it feels good. It feels intense. It's kind of gripping, and it's almost sad that I've kind of, I don't know, moved on past this, I guess, because I did have so many good moments and memories playing this, not only by myself, but with my friends over the years, and other people, and competing with other people, and having those competitive options, and like escalation, the different ring-based modes too. It's fascinating. You know, you get to the end of a game, you never realize that your time playing something's gone until you move on to its next entry. I think that's kind of fascinating, and it'll be neat to see when I eventually jump into like different gears. I shouldn't have went for the thing like that. That was not smart. Totally blew it for the team in that regard. But anyways, Gears of War 4, great game, definitely worth it.